Everybody, how's it going? Welcome to week 13. Let me pull this up here on the screen. Just want to do a quick video, go over this week's assignments, instructions, and then just please reach out if you have any questions, okay? So if you go into Canvas and you go to the announcements, right? Every week I do an announcement on Monday, giving Monday or Tuesday, giving you here's what's going on for the week, okay? So due to district issues, I did make a few adjustments, and those are in last week's. We skipped a couple of assignments and then and things like that, and then some assignments were extended. So and stuff. So module for this week, we're starting a new module, module 3. And lesson 1 is on immigration. Okay. So there's a discussion that gets you started. So that's at the very beginning, and I'll show you that in a second. There's a checking for understanding as you go through the materials. You complete the notebook as you go through the pages and the different documents and elements of immigration. And then there is a quiz. Okay. And I'll set the quiz for 2 attempts when I am done with this video. What is past due? So last week, what was due? Or I made it due this past Monday, just because, again, if any network issues, things like that. Module 2, lesson 3, Telegraph and Civil War, and Technology and Warfare, module 2, lesson 4. Okay. There was a notebook and quiz for module 2, lesson 3, and module 2, lesson 4, checking for understanding notebook and quiz. All right. Reminder that every Wednesday I'm available 3:30 to 4:30. If you need anything, come see me. Email's back up and running. Yay. So happy about that. So please come, and if you have any questions or things like that, then I'm happy to help you out. Okay, let's take a really quick look in Canvas at the module. Remember to be checking these weekly live session pages. There isn't one for week 11. I didn't have access. I know the network went down for everybody and stuff. So, and then that's when I edited out some assignments. Okay, so you weren't held responsible for that week. Okay, so we've got module 2, which you should have finished up this past week. So these 2 modules. And then we are skipping module 2.5 just because of, again, the outages and things like that. And so we're going to be starting in module 3, people. Okay, the overview discussion, you post and then if possible, respond to someone else and stuff. So how do I rely on the discussion as a student? Is something you want to think about. So the prompt you're responding to is, how has diversity affected America? We are actually one of the most diverse countries in the world. We have the highest rate of immigration of any country, almost double ahead of anybody else. When you look at our annual, some years are lower than others, or some years are higher than others. But speaking, when we look at asylum seekers and just general immigration and visas and things like that, nobody comes close to us as far as the immigration that we allow. Okay, or that we, welcome and allow comparatively to other countries that are a lot more restrictive when it comes to getting into the country and staying in the country. Okay. So you open this in a new window, and that's where you'll get your notebook, right? And once you open your notebook, then you keep this open as you go through the lesson. Go back over into Canvas. I'm not going to do all of this, but just kind of, again, getting us on the right track. Okay, so our overview, it gives us the learning intentions. So looking at unique and common challenges with immigration, examine how individuals adjust to life here, causes of socioeconomic diversity throughout, national immigration, where are people coming from, what languages, cultures are they bringing with them, motivations and rationale for immigration. Why do people want to come here? There's a lot to be critical of our country, but there is a lot of really good things about our country. Why do so many people want to come here? And I think that is something to acknowledge. No country is perfect, and we definitely have a lot of things going for us that other countries don't, and part of the reason that we are sought out. Okay. All right, so concepts, nepotism, government actions. Okay, so kind of looking at historical aspects of this, and maybe points in time where we have limited or banned immigration from certain places or areas, whether it was a good reason or not. Sometimes it was for a good reason, sometimes it was not for a good reason. So looking at some of that history. Ellis Island, which became definitely a symbol of immigration coming from Europe or anywhere east, anywhere from the Atlantic, right? People passed through Ellis Island, especially Europeans immigrating here in the early 1900s. And stuff. So take a look at the push-pull factor. Okay, they've got a good video on this. So you watch that video before you do that section of the notebook. vocabulary context. Did I miss the vocab? Maybe I missed it. Let me go back. Did I skip the vocab? I was wondering, I was like, where's the vocab? Oh, there it is right there. Introduction. Yes, watch the video. Okay, animated map showing the history of immigration in our country. Then the lesson vocab. Okay, sorry about that. And again, each section should correlate with, each tab should correlate with the notebook. Okay, so as you go through, all right. So it's going to look at some examples of when we have restricted immigration and why we did that, and was it for a good reason or not, you know, and stuff. Was that something we should have done or we shouldn't have done? Quotas. Sometimes we've had really high immigration, so we've had to maybe restrict a certain year, or the needs of the country, or we just couldn't handle, or whatever was going on, or maybe world events made us cautious of immigration. So there have been times when we have restricted or kind of had a set number. The thing is, countries can only handle so many new people coming in every year, because think that's housing, that's jobs. If there's a language barrier, then you have to help with that, you know, assimilating people to be able to function in that society. And so there is only so much that a society can handle. We're seeing a little bit of that right now, right? We're having a lot of immigration and people coming into the country undocumented. And while there's arguments for both sides, one of the issues we're seeing in some of the large cities, there's nowhere for these people to go. We literally don't have space, and it's happening at record numbers. So it's good things for us to think about of, like, you know, I think sometimes people have a negative view if there's restrictions on immigration, but every country has regulation on immigration. Nobody has just open borders. And part of that is for security and safety. And a lot of that is because the country has to maintain itself. So you can let people in, but how much can you handle? How much as society can you handle? It's kind of like if you think about your family income, and maybe you're helping other people in need or something like that, but to an extent, right? Because you still have to pay for your housing, your bills, your food, and stuff like that. So we want to help people, but we also have to make sure that we can provide for ourselves. And sometimes there's a limit on how much that can be done. So, okay, so this is a good historical look. So it's going to give us some data, first and second generation population. So really how much population has increased from immigrants, okay, and stuff. So it's going to show, and it looks like it's just the graph, okay? So you'll respond to the graph. This is where you'll do your checking for understanding questions, okay, that are going to test your knowledge of the lesson. Submit your notebook. And then there's the quiz. Let me set it for 2 attempts. So these are due on Friday, and they are open until the 17th. Okay, so you've got that extra double window that I've been giving you all year. Okay, so if you need any help or have any questions, please come see me or send me an email. I'm happy to help you and stuff like that. I will be sending grade notices this week if you are not passing the class. Okay, thank you so much. See you next week.